Hey guys, a very good morning to all my crypto peculiars. So have you all been curious about what's happening in the market? Don't you worry, the CoinMonks got you covered. Okay, so before starting with our updates, let's quickly quote today's headlines. Brazil introduces new bill to create central bank digital currency. Apple Pay to halt support for Russian banks sanctioned on war in Ukraine. USDT sees rise on Ukraine's Kuna exchange following Russia attack. With around 600% rise as of 26th February 2022, MyTVChain Token tops the list of meme coins again. So let's start off with our refresh feed. Firstly, Brazil is waiting for ratification of a measure that would allow the digital form of the real to be issued. In the development of digital money, the central bank will have complete control. Savings in digital format, on the other hand, will be deemed a crime. Let's have a look at what's getting cooked around this. Recently, Brazil introduced a bill to regulate crypto in the country that will help issue the digital form of real. The bill was presented on Tuesday by its author, Aurelio Ribeiro, to regulate the Brazilian cryptocurrency market, which is at present under inspection by the Federal Senate. The bill's primary focus is the need and the permission to launch Brazil's central bank digital currency. If approved, the Brazilian Monetary Authority will gain permission to generate and direct real currency in virtual form. In addition, it will also allow the issuance of national currency in the form of crypto, which will in turn be linked to the Brazilian payment system. However, the conditions and constraints followed will be set by the National Monetary Council. The author has also clarified that the Central Bank of Brazil holds the authority to create the digital currency, keeping in mind the dangers of digital real. In addition, the process of issuing digital real should be made transparent, and the population should not be kept in dark about the risks and benefits of the same. The new bill also mentions that savings in the form of a digital portfolio fall under criminal acts as it goes against the economic policies in the plot phase. So moving ahead with our next segment for today, several Russian banks have been sanctioned as a result of Russia's special military operation in Ukraine. As a result, major payment platforms like Apple Pay and Google Pay will no longer be supported. Let's have a look at what exactly happened. The Bank of Russia announced on Friday that VTB, Russia's second largest bank, as well as other banks such as Sovcombank, Odkrity, Novicombank, and Promsvyaz Bank are on the US sanctions list. Apple Pay and Google Pay will no longer be available to users of these banks' debit and credit cards, according to the central bank. However, contact and contactless payment will remain available throughout Russia. Customers will be also unable to use these cards to purchase goods and services from nations that support the sanctions, according to the statement. Apart from some Russian cards being prohibited from Apple Pay and Google Pay, some sanctioned Russian banks are also having difficulty with the Apple Store and Google Store as a result of their loan in the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic of Ukraine. On Wednesday, Apple apparently disabled mobile applications from the App Store by the sanctioned Promsvyaz Bank, with at least 3 apps being withdrawn. Google has also have to ban the bank's primary app from its store. Moreover, USDT has been in the news lately due to Russia's attack. On Ukraine's Kuna market, the price of Tether's USDT stablecoin rose to 36.97 Ukrainian hryvnias on Thursday. Apparently, the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine explains the spike in Tether's USDT stablecoin Kuna conversion rate. Let's have a deeper dive into this one. The overall trading volume of all cryptos on the exchange in the last 24 hours was around $4.4 million. The UAH currency has only risen to a maximum of 29.89 per dollar, according to mid-market quotes from foreign exchange data provider XE. The USDT is supposedly tied to the US dollar at 1:1. The UAH USDT trading pair has been priced at 31.89 on Kuna in recent hours, compared to the UAH USD exchange rate of 29.80, implying a 6.55% premium for USDT. On other controlled exchanges, however, USDT is now trading at its theoretical peg. According to data from Binance Ukraine, the USDT listing is trading at a premium of more than 7% to the Ukrainian hryvnia. Meanwhile, the National Bank of Ukraine fixed the UAH's foreign exchange rate on Thursday, limited cash withdrawals from banks, and halted the issue of digital fiat currency. Bitcoin has been impacted by the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Following Russia's newest military activities against Ukraine on February 24, the Bitcoin market experienced pessimistic sentiments. Due to the Russian invasion, businesses in Ukraine have ceased to operate as usual, and the government is presently attempting to stave off additional attacks after breaking diplomatic ties with Russia, according to blockchain.news. According to a statement posted on the foundation's website, the organization is dedicated to stepping up its effort to combat disinformation as individuals seek closure via various means. So wrapping up with our final segment for today, our top meme coin for today is MyTVChain Token, and it surged around 600%. Let's have a look at what this token is about along with some stats. With a 24-hour trading volume of $17,478.35 USD, the current MyTVChain price is $4.14 USD. Our MyTV to USD pricing is updated in real time. In the last 24 hours, MyTVChain has dropped 23.25%. With a live market cap of not available, the current coin market cap ranking is 5631. There is no circulating supply and a maximum supply of 390 million MyTV coins. The best cryptocurrency exchanges for trading MyTV stock are now PancakeSwap and QuickSwap. If you want to know where to purchase MyTVChain. At MyTVChain, they're committed to give athletes their rightful place back at the center so they can focus on what really matters. They are building a new and balanced sport ecosystem through innovation and technology to bring back value to those who deserve it, fans and athletes. They are the world's first fan-to-earn ecosystem. So we will now wind up with our assessment for today morning and meet y'all in the evening with even more interesting stuff. Until then, you may consider joining our Telegram channel for free crypto signals. Visit our blog linked below for guides, reviews and tutorials, and subscribe to the channel and get daily updates about the crypto market. Lastly, with this little favor of CoinMonks, we hope you stay updated. Thanks for watching and have a nice day ahead.